Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Conception 2. I'm going to be doing this video here, which is a glitches, tips, and tricks video for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Color. This is going to be used as an accompaniment to the any percent guide that I wrote and published, and will be on speedrun.com's website, as well as the Harry Potter handheld speedrunning Discord. This video will be going through the segments of the runs that feature glitches, tips, and tricks. It's going to go from in order of the run, so it'll start at the beginning of the run in its first, tricks, glitches, and things of that nature, and then it will progress all the way to the end, but we are going to skip in between. We're not going to be just running the whole run and then stopping to highlight the glitches. We're just going to be showing the glitches here and how they're performed with the inputs underneath. So sit back and enjoy as we get into our first trick. Okay, the first glitch we're going to be encountering is the enemy attack skip glitch, which will take place first with our first boss encounter with the rat boss here in the Gringotts basement. Now what I've done already is I have cast Vermilius on the two smaller rats, and we are left to the point with the larger rat that we need to heal, which is at 14 HP or below. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to use our item, and then you're going to pay attention to the rat's eyes. As the eyes shift to the left after I use the item, I'm going to be pressing A in order to skip the rat's turn after I use the item and take it right back to my turn. So let's take it, actually I'll make a save state here so we can do that a couple times here. I'll just make a save state. And then we're gonna go ahead, item, and then we're gonna use the potion, and then just watch real quick as his eyes shift to the left. I'm going to press A in order to skip his turn. All right, now let's take that again a little bit slower, so load it back up. All right, one more time so you can see it more in real time. All right, so you just kind of press, you can even hold A a little bit, and you can also use B if you prefer to do that, and it will skip his turn so that you are healed, and then you can go on with the rest of the fight. Okay, the next thing we have to worry about happens immediately after that same rat boss fight. So at this stage, we have completed the fight, we've gotten the victory in the level up screen here. So we're going to clear it, and we're going to do our best to avoid every encounter from this point forward. Now this is very important for an upcoming glitch called the Frog Experience glitch. What we need to have is, in our background, our last encounter has to have been a victory against that rat boss fight. It is very important for setting up the glitch where we are going to end up skipping all the way to basically level cap. So from this point, the last fight we had was the rat boss, and we're going to be just exiting Gringotts, doing our very best to not hit an encounter. If an encounter looks like it's going to get into our way, we are going to pause out of it and try to cause the game to reload its location. Luckily, we've been pretty lucky here so far, but if we do hit an encounter, we would have to reset. Now, I do suggest for people who are still learning the game or are just trying to get runs done at the very beginning, that your goal should be to just finish runs. So what you should be doing is just saving right before the rat boss fight, and then that will make that fight more safe, as well as if you hit an encounter after the rat boss fight, you can load back to the rat boss as opposed to doing a complete reset of the game, which would save you a couple minutes. Okay, the next thing that you're going to do, this will occur after you've exited Gringotts and you begin your segments for shopping for your school supplies, is that you're going to make a pit stop in the sweet shop. You're going to grab two things here that are going to be very important for a glitch called the infinite card glitch, which is going to occur just slightly later on in the train. So two things that we have to do in the sweet shop in order to make that happen. One, we're going to go all the way over to the edge here and grab this hidden Witches and Wizards card, which is very important for a card combo later on called Reign of Bludgers. Second, we're going to go to the clerk, and we're going to just buy one chocolate frog. And that's all you need to do to set it up so far. Continuing on with your shopping segment, in order to get your school supplies, you are going to end up in the clothes shop, and you're going to need to buy quite a few items here in order to complete the list. But we're going to buy something a little bit extra, which will give us a slight advantage when we cross the lake into Hogwarts. So we're going to go up here. This is already after Malfoy has talked to us. And we're going to buy our things as normal, our three plain robes, our winter cloak, our dragon skin gloves, our pointed hat. Now, when we go over, we're actually going to go down to our plain boots. We're going to hit left once to get to 25, and we're going to buy 25 pairs of plain boots, and then finish out by buying our name tags. These boots are going to be very important for using a glitch slash Easter egg. It's kind of a little bit of both, called owl shooting when we're on the lake. So we're going to get to see that play out in just a few moments. The next parts of our glitches, tips, and tricks here are going to be very crucial for the run to be successful. And we're going to be doing 2 glitches at once, more or less. So first, what we're going to do, this is the train. This is after we've exited Diagon Alley. We move up to talk to the Weasleys, who progress the story for us in order to have us board the train. So we've arrived on the train. This is the entrance. We're going to walk over slightly to next to this NPC and press start. Your items here, we're going to scroll over twice till you get to your chocolate frogs, press A, and then you're going to get to the screen where it says use this item. When you get here, you're going to hold left on the D-pad and then just press A few times. It doesn't really matter at how many you do. You can do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's very fast, so you can just mash it a few times. You're going to hear those frog sounds in the background, which means that you are doing the glitch correctly. What we're doing here is duplicating our cards that we're getting from the chocolate frogs. Each time that we're pressing A beyond the first press is giving us 255 cards, which is going to be crucial for performing card folio based glitches later on. We're actually going to start and do one of those right now. So we're going to back out once and scroll over to the right to our folio triplicus in our items menu. Make sure you're not doing it from the start menu, but from in our items. Go down to folio triplicus, use this. You're going to see a kind of a glitch display here where nothing shows up. And you're going to use either of these card combos, it doesn't matter which. This is going to duplicate our last fight, which, if you have done it correctly, will be the frog fight. Will be the rat boss fight from Gringotts. And that's going to duplicate the effect of that fight and give us rewards and another glitch screen. And we're going to back out here. Now, at this NPC, we're going to press A 3 times, which will cause this palette swap. If you are doing it from a save file that you loaded from right in front of the rat boss fight, a lot of times it will create just a black screen instead. So you just pause and unpause and it'll come back to a regular screen. Now you head over here, you talk to Neville as I just did. You're gonna head up to this NPC, press A twice. You might hear a door sound, you might hear a water splashing sound, you might hear nothing at all. Then you're going to come down and talk to this NPC. I'm just waiting for Neville to get out of the way. 4 times. This little blonde NPC. This is going to cause the fight with Malfoy on the train to skip. You won't even see Ron on the train, and then it's gonna end the train sequence altogether and bring us right back out to the courtyard where we're going to get ready to head across the lake. I'm gonna go ahead and perform that long extended sequence in real time so you can see what it looks like when you're performing a run. All right, so now I've entered the train. Heading on over to Neville here after performing all those inputs. And you are complete. As soon as you make your way down from the dock and begin your lake segment, you are going to inevitably hit an encounter in the lake, which is fine because you're going to want to hit an encounter in order to propel the Frog Experience glitch. And this is why we call it the Frog Experience glitch. If you performed all of the train segment correctly with the inputs, The encounter that you face first will be a purple frog and a random glitched enemy in the top corner. Now that glitched enemy cannot be targeted, it will not attack you, and all you have to worry about is defeating the frog. It's kind of just a visual glitch, so you don't have to worry about it. Our focus is going to be on defeating the frog. The frog will get a turn first as it's faster than you, so it will likely attack you or poison you. Poisoning is obviously worse because it does more damage, but this frog took a turn here. So we're going to just fight it by using Vermilius as normal until it's defeated. We do have a potion at this point just in case the fight goes a little bit south. So if you do need to heal up, that is perfectly fine. You'll just use that potion in order to make this fight a little bit more safer for you. But basically we're just spamming Vermilius until the fight is complete. Which luckily we didn't need to heal, we got lucky. Now pay attention to our experience screen here. We've gained over 52,000 experience and gained all of these benefits. And what that has done from a gameplay standpoint is we have skyrocketed from level 3 to level 90. This is going to be very useful for us in completing the game very fast, obviously. But we're going to take this one step further. So we're going to clear the screen, pause immediately. On this first sequence, the status and equip, you're going to click A, and then A for the gloves, and equip the gloves that you bought in Diagon Alley. This will be very important for the purple rabbit segment later on. Then you're going to back out, go down to your items, and go to your folio triplicus, and you're going to use any of these card combos again, and that will be duplicating the frog fight that you just completed. So all of that massive amount of experience that we just gained will be duplicated, and it will take us from level 90 to level 99, which is the level cap. Voila, all that experience, glitches a little sickle count and everything like that. And then I'll just press pause so you can kind of see your status. Level 99 with all that experience. So as I mentioned earlier, we bought a stack of 25 boots in order to perform a glitch / Easter egg called owl shooting, and I said it was going to be a portion of the lake encounters. So after you've completed the frog fight and after you've equipped your gloves and did the duplication in order to get the experience needed, when you unpause or when you regain control of your boat, if you just press B, you will notice that you are shooting owls out of the front of your ship. So this is useful for a lot of different things. As you can see here, shooting owls is very good in terms of clearing out encounters in front of you. If an encounter it comes in contact with an owl, it will be shot down and destroyed, which is very handy. Now there is still a chance that you can get attacked from behind or from the side, which in that case you would just press start to be able to avoid those encounters. Spamming the owl shooting button also creates a backlog of information that's on the screen, making it so that encounters that spawn on the lake will be less able to be spawned because there's a lot going on the screen. So not only is it able to get you across the lake a little bit faster, it also makes it so that encounters might not spawn as often. I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of an optional trick that you can do in order to potentially save a second, but if you miss it, it's going to lose you time. So if you want to go for it, it's kind of your prerogative. I typically don't go for it in a run because I don't think it's worth losing the time if I miss it. But when you're in the lower ground portions heading up to the castle after the lake segment, when you're about to approach your first set of stairs, Hagrid will talk to you and initiate a tiny cutscene, which you can skip if you perform a pause action directly on the line where the cutscene would trigger. So it's going to be on this blue rock kind of here, and I'm going to attempt to pause, and if I am successful when I walk forward, Hagrid will not be giving us a cutscene. And voila! Like I said, if you do it, it can save you a second, but if you fail it even one time, it's going to lose you time, so it's not particularly worth it. But I figured I'd put it in the video in case you are wanting to do it yourself. The next trick I have to offer you takes place during your potions class. You're going to be tasked with gathering ingredients in order to create a potion to help Neville recover from an accident, and 2 of those ingredients are going to be in the adjacent office of Snape across from the classroom. The first ingredient you will grab from the snake poster directly above us, the boomslang skin. But we also need snake fangs. And this office is the place you want to do it because this has the higher percentage of snake encounters. Now in this scenario, what has happened is I fought a snake encounter. However, unfortunately, I did not get the snake fangs drop, which is about 25% or so, I believe. So what I'm going to do, instead of having to fight another encounter for snake fangs, I'm going to just duplicate the last fight using our card combo trick. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to go into my Folio Triplicus. Now a key thing here is that normally at this point, you will have the Rain of Bludgers card combo here. It's very important you do not use the Rain of Bludgers card combo to duplicate any fight or to cause any glitch, as it will just end in a victory and it won't really give you the options that you need. So it's good to be in a habit of using any card combo for duplication other than Rain of Bludgers. In this particular file, I don't have it already, so that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to use any of the card combos I have. And it will duplicate the fight and give me new results. Unfortunately, this one didn't have snake fangs either, but that's okay. I can continue to duplicate it until I get the result that I need. Not yet. Not yet. And there we go, our snake fangs that we need. The next little trick doesn't occur until a while after potions and will begin after you complete your class schedule. As soon as you complete your last class, History of Magic, you'll have a cutscene where Malfoy challenges you to a duel, quote unquote, and that would take place in the trophy room, which is on the 3rd floor. Now the trophy room, as we enter it, has 2 skips, one very small and one pretty big, so it's worth going for both of them if you can. The first one is a text box. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you enter this room, and don't do the text box skip. So you just head down, enter normal. When you're standing there, you have this text box that comes out. This is it. Keep an eye out for Malfoy and Crabbe. Very easy, just one text box. But if you would like, you can skip it, which I'm going to show you how to do now. So we're going to reload. And when you head down into this room, as soon as you enter, hold up and left. And that will move Harry out of the realm of the text box. All right? Holding up and left makes it so that the text box cannot occur. So what we're going to do from this point is we're going to still try to avoid the text box's location, and we're going to head down straight from there. So if you need to go a little bit past the door, then you can. But it is very crucial that you make sure you're as far south as you can be so that you cannot go any further down. You're kind of lined up with this table slash shadow box of sorts. Then all you have to do from here is head straight left all the way until you hit the wall. Then head straight up to the corner and then right and then enter the door. Basically, there is a large cutscene that occurs with Filch there, that if you just kind of walk straight across the way, Filch will come through the door and he's looking for you. It's a kind of long cutscene, so doing this skip saves you approximately, I think it's like 20, somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds. I don't know the exact amount, but it's very simple to do. And I'm going to go ahead and redo that, both skips kind of in real time to do so you can see what it looks like input wise. All right, so I'm going to load. And you basically just walk the perimeter as if the middle of the floor was a giant trigger for a cutscene. And then you're just going to make your way over here and exit. And that's the Filch Skip. The next tricks that we're going to focus on happen shortly after the last Filch Skip in the same Halloween type segment. After you complete that segment when you're out of bed after hours, you will have the classic troll in the dungeon moment from the Philosopher's Stone story. And then you will head up the stairs from the ground floor to this first floor. Now, 2 tricks will happen here. The first one, which we call Snape Skip, if you are able to do it, will save you approximately 20 seconds. But if you fail it, you just lose the 20 seconds, so it's not the end of the world. And this is just a cutscene skip. So what we're going to do is we head down here, and you're going to notice almost directly in front of Harry is kind of a purple box on the tiles, like these purple tiles, and it kind of looks like a Tetris piece of sorts. And your goal is to get Harry's feet across the top line of that little Tetris piece and then pause. And if you're able to do that and you unpause, you will skip the cutscene, saving you about 20 seconds. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to hit the cutscene so you kind of know where the trigger is. And then I'm going to unpause and reload, and then you will get to see what it looks like when you skip it. So first, this is us hitting the cutscene. And, you know, Snape will come out here. We're just going to kind of mash through the text boxes here. You'll see the troll down here as well and enter the bathroom, which we will deal with in a moment. And then you're going to see this Harry, you have to save her text box, which you'll recognize in a second if we're able to perform the skip. So from here, let's go ahead and reload. All right, and now we're going to attempt to do the skip. So we're going to head down a little early. That should be it. Now, if you've done the skip correctly, you'll see that Harry, you have to save her text box pop up right away from what Ron is saying, and then you will regain control pretty much immediately. So you skip that whole segment. The next key trick happens immediately after the Snape skip, which is the troll skip. We see the troll head into the bathroom, in which the troll is going to start trying to attack Hermione, and we have to stop it. However, we have a skip, the troll skip, that allows us to not have to deal with this fight entirely. First, let me show you what happens if you hit the cutscene and trigger the fight like normal. So you head up, you lose control, the troll is up here next to Hermione, and then you begin a fight. Now, the troll has almost the most HP of any enemy in the entire game besides Voldemort, I believe. So it's very important that you don't want to do this fight, or it's going to take you some time. You might even die, so it's not worth doing. So we're going to go ahead and reload here. We're back in the same spot, and it's a very similar strategy to what we do with the Snape skip, to the point that we want to try to pause on the exact frame that this cutscene would start, but we're going to do some things a little bit differently. So first, it is important that we head to the right a little bit here in order to avoid a soft lock. And I'll once we complete the trick, I'll show you why. And then you're going to head up here. You're going to notice there's like a horizontal rectangle block directly above my head right now. And the goal is to pause when my hair is touching the top line of that horizontal rectangular brick. So I'm going to just head down here. I'm going to try that in one swoop. A little early, but it's here. Now, instead of just unpausing like we did with Snape Skip, you have to enter your equipment menu and then back out. If you don't enter equipment menu, then you are going to soft lock the game. So right now we skipped the troll fight, and now we'll see the reason why. Now Hermione is going to scroll down in 1 second after she loses her points. So here's the loss. We're going to see Hermione in the top right corner of our screen scroll down. And if you are too far over to the left to the point that you can't see Hermione scroll down from the top of that screen, you're going to soft lock as well. So the two main things you have to worry about when doing this trick beyond the normal are making sure you enter your equipment menu and then back out, and then making sure you're far enough over to the right that you would be able to see Hermione come down from the top of the screen. But if done correctly, you just mash through and give your points, and then you have completed the troll skip without having to fight the troll. The next glitch we perform is arguably one of the most important glitches in the run, which is called lighting. Now, lighting is a glitch that serves two purposes. One, it functions as a death warp for us, so it's going to warp us to locations that we need to be, or locations that are a lot closer to where we need to be than we are. The first two instances out of 3 of lighting that we use in the run will warp us from Hagrid's hut here all the way to the hospital wing on the 4th floor of the castle, which saves us walking all the way from Hagrid's hut and up 3 flights of castle steps with the encounters able to hit us. That saves obviously a lot of time, but also the other function is that since Hagrid's hut is illuminated, it is lit up, when we perform the glitch, we reload and the castle will also be lit up, which takes out all encounters on the castle floors, clearing our pathway forward. The first time we use lighting, pops up during the Norbert section. We're given the crate with Norbert in it, and we have to return it to the astronomy tower. To make this faster, we're going to press start and save the game. And then we're going to perform a reset, which if you want a soft reset is A, B, start, and select. Then we're just going to mash through here so we can reload our game. And as soon as you can, you're going to want to open your menu, go to your Folio Triplicus, and use a card combo. Again, you're not going to want to use Rain of Bludgers here. It will not provide you with the effect that you need. Now, after we clear this text box, we're going to see one of two things happen. This is the ideal one. We were wanting to see the Harry that we would control on the right-hand side attacked or hit with a number, even if the number is 0. That will cause us to quote-unquote die and warp us to the hospital wing. Now, the other situation that can happen, which I'll load up here, is you save, you quit, you reload, and you go into your Folio Triplicus to use a card combo. And then if you see one of the other Harrys move before you, such as that unfortunately means that you are currently soft locked. You cannot move, you cannot do anything, there is no function that you can perform, so you would just have to reset the game and retry this glitch in hopes that it will function. Now, there are several instances of lighting in the run, as I'd mentioned. Ideally, what you're going to hope for is that you will do this glitch once successfully, then you do not hit any encounters going forward. And that way, anytime that you can just use a card combo, it will automatically quote-unquote kill you and do the death warp for you. That is very, very difficult to do. So I'm going to show you the other parts of lighting and where you would activate them if you need to. The second instance of lighting, and as I load it up here, is going to take place just after you finish your Forbidden Forest. So this is assuming that you have hit encounters. Even if you hit an encounter right here and you hadn't before, that would still count. And so you're going to go from Forbidden Forest into Hagrid's hut. Then you're just going to save and quit here and perform the glitch again. The third encounter of lighting will come much later after this segment is complete. You'll come back down to your dorm. You'll have to head back up to your dorm after talking to McGonagall, and then you'll see that Hermione will perform Petrificus Totalis on Neville, and we're going to make our way down. Now, this death warp is a little bit different. So obviously our room is dark, so the lighting part of lighting will not work. It's not going to illuminate anything for us. But what was going to happen is you save, if you have already hit an encounter again, you would save and quit and reload. Then you would use your card combo again, which I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. So you're going to use your card combo and you're going to look for Harry on the right to get hit, like this. And instead of warping you to the hospital wing, for whatever reason, this section warps you directly to the door that you need to go down and meet Fluffy. So that saves you quite a bit of time walking as well. The next glitch and skip that we perform is called Malfoy Skip, and this takes place after you have attempted to use your first instance of lighting. As you can see, we have the Norbert box on top of us. If lighting was successful for you, you will head to the 7th floor from the 4th floor and the castle will be illuminated. If not, the only difference is you'll have to walk all the way up and the castle will be dark. But either way, this glitch will still work. So on the 7th floor, you head up from the orb here. And now typically, and I'm going to hit it on purpose here, there's a cutscene that happens with Malfoy and McGonagall here. That is kind of long. It causes Malfoy to lose points for Slytherin. You know, we want to skip this as much as we possibly can because this wastes approximately 10 seconds. So what we can do is instead we're going to come over here and hug the wall as much as we can, and then we're just going to inch our way up until we can get our body into the door without triggering the cutscene. I'm going to do that again one more time, kind of in real time, to see what it looks like during a run. Right? And then you would make your way up the astronomy tower from here. The last glitches that we're going to perform in the run are the enemy attack skip glitches on our last two fights against Quirrell and Voldemort. Now, if you remember, that is one of the first glitches that this video covered against the rat boss, but the glitch is going to function somewhat differently than it did against that boss. So first we have Quirrell here. What we're going to do for Quirrell is we're going to paralyze using Petrificus Totalis first. Then we're going to use Mucus Ad Nauseam 3 times. If at any point while we're using Mucus Ad Nauseam 3 times, Quirrell breaks out of his paralysis, we're going to paralyze him again. Unfortunately, he did break out there, so we're going to re-paralyze. Now, if you have an item, you're going to want to use an item. If you're empty of items, that's perfectly fine. You can use the flee option. But you're going to go to your item. You're going to use any item you'd like. If you're low on health and want to use a health potion, that's fine. Or if you want to use a pepper up potion to replenish some magic points, you could do that as well. It's up to you. You're going to use a potion here. And then as the numbers pop up, you're going to just press A 3 times in succession. Now occasionally if you miss the mark like I did a little bit there, it will break out, which is perfectly fine, so you're just going to re-paralyze. And that will cause him to die. Now we're going to do the same thing on Voldemort coming up here. We're just going to master our text here. Now the only difference with Voldemort is if your health is at a good status, what you can do instead of paralyzing right away is you can use 1 Mucus Ad Nauseam first. That just makes it so it's more likely that your paralysis will hold through. The reason why we don't do that for Quirrell is unfortunately he does have the ability to poison you. So if he does poison you on turn 1 and you try to stack that damage against him, you'll also be stacking it on yourself. So we're trying to avoid that. So we have our 3 stacks of poison in Voldemort paralyzed. We're going to use an item again, and same thing, the 3 quick presses. And if you do it in one chain, that's even better. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that provides a little bit more clarity and insight to some of the tricks that we use for the any % category of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Color. If at any point there were questions about what I did on screen or you need any more clarification, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. You can leave comments on this video, of course, but if you would like a direct answer, you will see links below in the description for my Twitch page, as well as a link to my personal Discord, as well as the Harry Potter handheld speedrunning Discord. I will also provide the ability in those Discords, if you'd like, to view the written any % guide so you can see the route in its entirety. But thank you so much, and if you have any questions, please let me know.